Hey, it's Klinger. I've got a couple of special guests, and I'm talking to a couple of superstars that have been making music under the name The Offspring for a long minute. Dexter and Noodles, welcome.
Hey, Klinger.
Hi.
I need to start with this. I worked at a radio station in DC 101, and you played the DC 101 kerfuffle maybe 3 or 4 years ago, and it was an outdoor venue. It was out Merriweather, same owners of 930 Club.
Right.
And dude, I was on the lawn. I probably had 400 beers by the time Offspring hits the stage. And dude, how many songs in an average set if you guys are playing 75 minutes or 60 minutes?
17, 18?
Something like that.
Yeah.
You played 18 songs. There wasn't one person that didn't know every single one of those songs. And it was one of the main reasons why I miss live music so much, because you guys have provided some anthem, some deeper cuts for us, some favorites, and I miss it. And I'm so excited you guys are back out. I mean, you guys have been under the radar for a hot second, and you pop up last week and you're like, yo, Offspring's got a new record out coming out in April.
Yeah. First of all, I remember that show, and I remember getting such a major contact high from people in the front row blowing smoke in my face. But it was really a fun show.
It was.
True story. I don't think I've ever quite gotten a contact high like that, except for maybe when we toured with Sublime. Thanks, man. It's fun to finally get this record out. It's been a while. We've been off the road for over a year now, or just about a year now, and we're looking forward to taking these songs and hopefully getting back out on the road again soon.
We've got the world premiere, and I'm so appreciative that The Offspring has teamed up with all of our iHeartRadio rock stations, because you guys are helping us keep rock alive. And so we're going to be just cranking Let the Bad Times Roll tomorrow, and of course, leading up to the record. The record is called The Thing, right?
That's right.
Same title, yeah.
Yeah. So it's going to be cool. I love the song, and when I heard the new song a couple of days ago for the very first time, I was like, oh, so this is what the Offspring sounds like in 2021. It's refreshing, although at the same time, it feels like, yeah, this is what I want most out of the Offspring. Some innovative sounds, badass artwork on the album cover, and signature Offspring sound.
Well, thank you. That's what you try to do, is you want to make great songs, and you want it to sound like your own band, but you don't want it to sound exactly the same, different but the same.
We don't want to rest on our laurels. Well, I do. I want to rest on my laurels.
I would love to,
but we figure it's probably better to give the fans something that sounds a lot like us, but also maybe mix it up a little bit, something new.
A little bit.
You still have, and this isn't a trick question. I don't ask trick questions. The vibe and the fervor you have for making music when you get into the studio. Do you ever have flashbacks of what it was like in the mid 80s, late 80s, early 90s, when you guys were by the early 90s, you had several records out, but still kind of getting this train rolling, man? Do you get that vibe when you go back into the studio for this latest record?
Most of my flashbacks revolve around the Grateful Dead at Long Beach Arena in 1981.
Oh, that kind of flashback.
But
yes,
yeah, at least the really heavy flashbacks revolve around that. Every time we get in the studio, it is different now, for sure. I think it's a little bit more of kind of where we live. Back in the day, it was still a little new. We'd save up our money to go find the cheapest recording studio we could find and to record certainly the first record. Now it's kind of where we live, so it's a little bit more like at home. We show up, we have Bob, we'll fly Bob out from wherever he's at in the world, and he'll come stay with us for a couple of weeks, and we just meet the studio every day and talk about what's going on in the world, talk about the family, get caught up for 15, 20 minutes. And then we just get here in front of the board, and what do we got? Where are we at? What do we, we starting something new, or we were working on something we've been working on. It's.
Yeah. I mean, what I remember is that you'd go in the studio and you'd have the song ready to go back in the early days, and you only had a couple hours to get it together, but it would come to life, and it was such a rush to hear it coming back and have it sound better than you imagined or whatever. And that feeling's definitely still there. You come in, and
sure,
sometimes we might have to work at it a little bit longer to get it there, but when it starts feeling good, it's the biggest rush, the biggest high. It's really cool.
It's without sounding like I'm totally kissing your ass, I am a
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. No, but sound like that. Make it sound like that.
You guys are my favorite band in the whole wide world.
Okay. Yeah.
I just love, in all seriousness, I really do love your band. And, when I go back to a record like Smash, and again, not your first record, but God, did you not just raise the bar so high with that anything else moving forward had to be like you'd go into a studio, like that is a record. And my love for your band goes beyond Smash, but you use that record and it's like you raise the bar pretty high. Do you have that same vibe going into a studio making this record, or do you just continue the vibes and the stuff that you guys come up with and live and write into songs, and just not feel any pressure? And that's kind of a long-winded question.
Right. I mean, I think that our band grew a lot between Ignition, which was the record before Smash, and Smash. I think people do ask questions about that record, like as if we can imagine it in this context, but you have to remember that we were a very unknown punk band who had never been on the radio trying to make a record for $10,000, right? We didn't have any visions of that or where to set the bar or anything like that. We were really just trying to bang out the best songs we could as quickly as we could. So when we stepped back and went, wow, that was better than we thought. You can kind of give yourself a real, mind. Can I say that? I don't know. Or you can bleep that out. It's like
I'd rather say that again. Maybe the second time will have a little bit more impact.
Okay. But
it could be a month.
Yeah. Oh, it could. What? Do you want me to say it again? Really?
You say it again. And you'll go back.
Oh, say it again.
Can you rephrase that? Yeah.
Oh, can I say it again? Yeah, it was a
real mind-making love to.
No, I prefer the abrasive language is my friend all day long.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it was weird. But you're just trying to take it in, how can we take this further, I guess? And I think we still look at it that way. And really the last couple of records, I think we were pushing the boundaries because we wanted to, and because hell, it's our 9th record or whatever. And this one, we knew we had a couple of really good songs that were a little bit outside the box. And frankly, I think we felt like going back a little bit on this record. I think if anything, this record is a little more, it's like something in between Ixnay and Americana. It's a little bit more of a punk record overall.
That's just, I love hearing that. And I cannot wait to hear the entire record start to finish. Do you guys make records like that now? Because we're sort of in a day and age of single downloads and stuff like that. And you've experienced it when people were buying millions of records back in the day, full length records, vinyl or CDs. Do you approach the record any different now? Because we're sort of in an era of downloads.
We still think of records as whole records, 2 sides, roughly 6 songs on each side. And you have to lift the needle and skip the song if you want to. We still do kind of feel that way about records. A record should be a whole thing, and one song should be part of a bigger record.
Yeah, at the end of the day, we're a band, whether you call it a rock band or a punk band or an alternative band, and I think bands should make albums. That's how we feel about it.
At the same time, every song should be able to stand on its own as well, without the rest of the record. But you should, once you have all those songs that stand on their own, you have to put them together as one record.
I get that, and I love hearing that. I'm kind of I hate the term purist, but like when I get a new record, I want to sit down and I want to listen to it. I don't want to be in the car skipping around. Oh, this sounds cool. Oh, don't like the intro. No way, man. Like I want to go start to finish. So
pour over the liner notes, read the lyrics. Totally.
I love that, dude. I love the liner notes, and I want to see who you're thanking or who you worked with, or, if there are any dog pictures or family pictures in those, studio, in those recording days,
I mean, I think that we talked about, maybe this was a few years ago now, when it's like, why bother to do an album in this day and age? Why not just do an EP? And there were a lot of bands that did it, and we kind of talked it over, and it just didn't feel right for me. Let's spend the extra time and make it a full album.
Yeah.
What a cool thing this is to just spend, 20 minutes with with Noodles and Dexter from the Offspring. I can't wait. April 16th, Let the Bad Times Roll. I love the name. I've seen the backstory on that, and I just appreciate how when bands come together, you know, and you're naming songs or you're naming a record to kind of canvas that umbrella, you know, the songs underneath it, like the backstory as a fan, I like it. Is it weird to be, and I know that probably if you've done 10 interviews today, 10 people have asked you this question, but making a record, releasing a record in an era of COVID, because you probably want to pack those bags, gas up that bus, and get on the road with a trailer filled with instruments. You can't do that just yet. But that's not to say once the coast kind of clears a little bit, you guys going to be hammering it down around the States?
Definitely. I mean, yeah, definitely. And I think
For
that's
sure.
probably why the record didn't come out earlier, is because we can't tour on it. So we spent some more time, you know, just kind of tightening the nuts and bolts on this one, you know, and double checking, making sure everything was great. And then at some point we were like, God, these songs are done. This is good. It's time to give it to the fans. And we've reached that point. So we're doing that now, but we've already got dates scheduled for June. Hopefully, you know, fingers crossed that everything that we got the virus either under wraps or at least controlled enough to where we can go out and safely gather as a, you know, an audience and a concert, you know, and a group of people. You know, but we know eventually that's going to be where we're going to be at, and we're ready for it, man. We've already been practicing these songs. We've got them all down. We know all our parts, and we've got all the sounds dialed in, and we're ready to go.
Is it fun for you guys to play the new music?
Absolutely. Even with just in here, you know, with nobody around, we taped some live performances last week, and it was just so fun to get together and play. Pete lives in Nashville. We flew him out. Todd's up in Hollywood. Jonah is kind of the new background vocalist and guitar player and percussionist, keyboardist guy, and all together in a room playing. It was so fun, so much fun.
That's sick. When you're practicing, I just want to dig a little bit deeper, and then I'll let you guys go. When you guys are practicing, do you ever break out Hammerhead? Do you ever
we do.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you ever freestyle it? And if let's say you're playing the record and you're going to play 5 songs in a practice session, do you ever look at each other and say, "Yeah, let's play Hit That," and just go into it?
For sure.
Yeah. Hammerhead's, I think, on our list of revolving songs that we're going to swap in and out. We came up with a list of 40 songs that we're going to learn on top of, like, you know, the whatever 16, 17, 18 songs that we have to do every night.
Yep.
We've got 40 in rotation.
Rotating slots. Yeah.
So
that's an interesting thing. So you have 40 that you guys could choose from for an 18 to 20 song set.
No, that's 40 on top of the, you know, there's probably 15, 16 songs that you got to play every night.
Yep.
And then we've got rotating slots, another 40 that we're working on for this upcoming tour. We could change out and add more, you know, in the future.
That's one of the questions I was going to ask you, because do you ever freestyle away from, you know, in a lot when you're playing in concert and you have your set list in front of you guys? Do you ever freestyle away from it and just look at each other and say, "Hey, instead of this one, let's change this up"? Or do you pretty much stick to that set list because everybody in that band knows that this is the order of the songs we're going to play for the night?
Call an audible. I mean, it's happened from time to time. Yeah. It depends. Sometimes you get in a situation where the show's way different than you thought it would be, and then you gotta.
And you do have to do that. You're talking about the vibes and stuff from the audience, or
for sure, yeah.
These are cheesy questions, but I'm so fascinated by it because, you know, I'm not in a band. I work at a radio station, dude. So, like, when we're interviewing you before or after your set, it's sure as hell not on the stage. So it's kind of cool to dive in a little bit. I need to ask you a real personal question about your favorite pizza joint, because California is home to my all-time favorite chain.
And what's that?
Round Table Pizza, dude.
Oh, Round Table. That's good.
All right.
We had Round Table 2 weeks ago.
Did you?
My wife's favorite pizza is Round Table.
I love that. My wife and I flew into San Diego, made the drive to Seal Beach. I didn't realize how close Seal Beach was to Long Beach.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
I guess pretty damn close. And we hit up Round Table in Long Beach.
Yeah. Seal Beach and Long Beach border each other. Seal Beach is right in between Huntington Beach and Long Beach. I could walk to Seal Beach from where I live in Huntington.
Love it.
Yeah. I go to this random place. It used to be a chain, and now there's only like one left, but it's called Me and Ed's, and it's in it's in Long Beach actually. But that's my favorite place.
Me and Ed's, all right.
I like talking pizza when I'm talking to rock stars, man.
Yeah.
Well, you're in Chicago, right? I mean, come on, talk about pizza.
We are. I've not had a deep dish yet. We've done tavern style, we've done Greek style, and those are good, but I just haven't tackled a damn thick ass piece of deep dish yet.
Where did you eat in Seal Beach?
There was a barbecue joint with a badass beer selection, dude, like 100
Beechwood Barbecue on Main Street. Yeah, it's the Beechwood Barbecue place. Yeah, it's pretty good. They do a lot of dry rub. That's their main focus, the dry rub stuff.
Yeah. There's also a surf shop that I bought some stuff from, local surf shop, Harbor. Is it Harbor?
Harbor surfboards. Yeah, they've been there forever. Since I was a kid. Yeah.
You gotta let us show you around. You gotta come back out. Yeah. Noodles is gonna take you around.
Actually, I have an old Harbor surfboard of mine that I think I got from a buddy hanging up at my dad's house. It's still there. I was just there yesterday. Yeah. I'm going there from here. Yeah.
Stop it already.
We'll pick you up a wetsuit, get you some good food.
Yeah.
Pizza.
The next time, dude, for real, like I'm the next time we make a beeline for California, which I believe after a Chicago winter will happen pretty quick. It would be fun to connect at the beach, man. I love living at the beach. I lived in Jacksonville Beach, Florida for a long time.
Oh, really?
Much different vibe from California, but beach life is beach life, dude. And it's laid back and it's just good. So I'm amped. April 16th. I cannot wait to purchase a copy, put some money in your pockets, support a band that I have loved for a couple of decades, man.
Thanks, Klinger.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it, man.
And we'll see you in Long Beach, maybe Huntington Beach, and maybe we'll see you at a venue somewhere in the Midwest or in Texas.
Definitely.
We're going to do it.
Wait.
We'll be there
for that.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. This was a badass convo, so thank you.
Thanks, Klinger.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it, man.
Great.
Thank you so much.